Alright, hello, good morning, good day, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time zone the world you all are. It's your Blue Archive Gacha Whale, Immer Missing Me Fish, and your boy, Tosan Yu. Also beginner artist self-proclaimed. For today, it will be like art stream and VTuber fan art. On the start, I do like every week like one art stream minimum, and my current goal is like to draw every single Holo Pro member. So like Whole Life and Holostars, and this time it's like gonna be Hizaki Gamma, former member of Holostars UPROAR. He's like a hyper super party mangaka guy that is like run underground business as well or something, but for the most part what I remember is like, okay, party mangaka. And yeah, former member, that means like he is not a member anymore, but still I see him like as a part of like Holostars, you know, and gonna go in today with like the intention of like drawing him. I have no idea on like what to draw regarding him, but probably it's gonna be something similar in to like what I usually draw. You have like on the left some samples. If you're not familiar with the art style, this is like some things you can look at and be like, oh, okay, this is probably what I can expect from Tosan, you know? And it takes like about 2 to 3 hours. Probably it will take 3 hours or so since my first time drawing him. But yeah. In this time I'm gonna be yapping, probably. I can sit down, can be completely silent, and then occasionally like comment like things, oh, wrong layer, or I have to like repeat. But I do tend to like yap when I'm like aware, okay, there might be an audience, or there is no audience, you know. I say like might, you know, since usually, let's say that art streams, let's say they are like not too populated. Yeah, say it like that. Usually. Some people need more action, you know? And art streams are not usually full of actions. Not saying that mine is like completely like with no action, but it's gonna be me talking, you know. Sometimes I can't like sit there like silently and gonna like say whatever's like on my mind. And I was kind of like, you know, like I was like seeing that Holo Pro is part in a kind of GTA collab like Madtown or so, like with JP and everything, and I would like think, you know, oh man, Gamma, he would love to participate in those, you know. He's like one of the rare extroverted kind of people in like Hololive in general, Holo Pro, and would have been like a great addition, you know, to like have him there as well. But yeah. But yeah, you know, like how the story goes if you're familiar like with the lore. So how do I draw that? I have like a little bit of an idea. Not much of a big one, but there is an idea. And I gotta make sure that I'm like fast regarding drawing that. Since there are like other things I want to do as well. Not like saying that I gonna not give it my all, but you know, since I'm like trying to not be rusty at art, I kind of like want to like see if I can like improve in terms of like quantity, you know. And if you like be better in quantity, you know, like if you learn how to draw fast, maybe, you know, like things like the accuracy, the level, in everything is like also like growing next to that. Like if you learn how to like do things fast, maybe you will like learn how to like how to more cleaner, you know, if it becomes like second nature. But of course if you do like a kind of ass job, you know, it's like about this thing, I guess, like what Bruce Lee says. I feel like the man who does the same punch 1000 times or so, not the one guy who like kicks like 1000 different kicks, you know, one time or something like that. Yeah. This would like look good if it's like a singular one, but yeah. Keshigomu. So, since I know him like as a party mangaka guy, I'm gonna draw him like with pen and eraser or so. Pencil and eraser, something like that. Regarding the hands, I'm like not too worried since I'm like draw them simplified. So, but they just have to look like a little bit more convincing since I think like I'm gonna draw some fingers in there. Most of the times I'm like kind of fine of like drawing just simple balls, you know, but as the hands, but sometimes, you know, if I need like some gesture stuff, then I'm gonna draw like fingers. They look convincing, right? So like you see on the left like with Ojo or like Aokun, like something like that. But if they're like not the main focus of like you know, like what is on this, what like the energy should like be, then yeah, I'm not doing much there. Like just leave like out the unimportant things and focus on like the more important stuff. In a sense, you can kind of like have like an excuse to not draw hands or just do that like very lazily, you know, and you still get away with that. I think like it's kind of interesting like how some artists, you know, who are like not necessarily pro artists, like try to like avoid drawing those since it can take a lot of time on trying to make like something convincing regarding hands. But for me, I don't really mind, like not at that level. I still need like some extra time, but it's not like I hate drawing hands. But I would hate is like line art and stuff, and yeah. But let's see. Since I'm like not much of an extrovert comparison to like Gamma-san, probably I will not capture really the energy he is like carrying, but you know, he draws, I draw too, so maybe there's like something I can express there. And people considered him as like the Ina of like Holostars, more or less. It's not necessarily like Ina, but you know. But in terms of like skill level and then like how charismatic they are, it's like a different kind of beast, you know. Actually, I should like flip the image, you know, just like see if the balance is alright. Actually, no. Yeah, okay. Like if you like flip the image or have like at least a mirror in your hand, you know, or like some kind of phone to like kind of like see on the reflection, okay? Or like looks like from the other side, then yeah. Kind of like see a lot of memes, like art memes. Not a lot, but sometimes I see like those kind of memes, you know, when you like flip around, it looks like completely like garbage or so. It's like a thing, like sometimes the artists themselves do not like realize, but sometimes it's like there, and then yeah, have like to deal with that. It's like kind of like useful if you like notice the mistake like early on, but sometimes, you know, you're like so much in the flow that you forget about that stuff, and then yeah, do that maybe like in the final phase, you know. And this can take some extra time. Oh yeah, yeah. I think like I really need like some break in between streams, you know, instead of focusing on all one weekend. I don't like know. I usually have like no issues with talking since like regarding like things to talk about. I'm like not worried that I like run out, but my jaw, some things hurts, you know, from moving the mouth too much. It's not like a constant pain or so, but it's just like a similar thing, I don't know, like when you smile too much that it hurts, you know. You know, smiling so much that it hurts, something like that, you know, like because you have like facial muscles, and even like those facial muscles you can like overexert, you know, and then this like the muscles like respond in pain if you like overuse them also, right? Best course of action would be to relax. Like my voice is not the issue, but there's like some facial muscles like in the jaw especially. I don't know. Did I eat too much or so? Like talking wise, I did not much today, but I was aware. I did a stream like about 16 hours ago. Yeah. But you know, if you have like some pain from smiling too much, then it's, I think like it's kind of a good sign, you know. I think like I didn't have like many moments where I like had the pain of that. Maybe from laughing too much is like not quite the same, but or maybe it does. There may be like about like 3, like it's like on one hand I can like count. Maybe not, might be 3, maybe more than 3, but like from what I clearly remember, there were like few of those moments like I can recall. This is like where I had the most joy, you know, or like something like I thought, you know, and then I was just like silently smiling, and then it hurts. That it hurts, like, you know, I'm smiling so much it hurts. Like, I'm like pretty sure athletes, you know, they don't consider like training their facial muscles, you know, they train like arms, they underarms, legs, you know, like they train like other body parts that carry like a lot of weight, but like facial wise, I think they won't do that much. Things also, if you like keep your face relaxed and everything, there will be not many wrinkles and so. But when you like laugh, or like do grimaces, or like, you know, smile a lot, then there will be wrinkles, you know. And depending on what your goal is, yeah, no, either smile a lot, laugh a lot, or like keep it to a minimum of your emotions, you know. like I think like some people find it like kind of cute, you know, like knowing there is like, oh, those are like those wrinkles, it's like a sign he laughs, smiles a lot, pretty cute, you know. Then if you kind of want to like appeal to that, then let's go, you know. But if you want like a smooth kind of skin and everything, then yeah, he like stone cold also. And for me, back in the days, I was like pretty drawn to like those people. Can be like characters as well, but it's like more magical when I see like real life, you know? When there are people who are like stone cold, you know? When they have like minimal expression, but they look beautiful already. Despite like not showing much emotions, then it's kind of like, man, I kind of want to see them smile, you know? Can I be the one to like can I be the one? Can I be the chosen one to like open, you know, the door? Am I the key to the keyhole? You know. Maybe, I don't know. Is this something like how extroverts would like think? Not really sure. You know, like Nisekoi? This was like a love comedy that I think like it was in Shonen Jump or so. And it was like about one main character who has like a pendant or so. And it has like a lock on it. And he made like a promise with like a childhood friend or so. Back in the days. That if they meet each other, then they will marry. And then, okay, please keep that locket. And then with a lock or so. And I will open that for you, and then, you know, like it's me or something like that. Or like that they marry or whatever. And you know, like in those kind of genre of like childhood friends, you know, it's like kind of like the thing that sometimes, you know, there are like cases where like the main protagonist forgets like, okay, how does she look like, you know, like 10 years have passed, she's like older now, I'm older now, the voice changes as well. Do I still recognize her, you know, and especially like if I haven't seen a long time, then yeah. And in Isekai it was like via the, you know, okay, I forgot how she looks like, but I have like still that thing. This gives me like a hint on like, you know, who that chosen one is, you know. And the thing is like, he is like the keyhole and the girl is like the key or so, right? Like they have this object, you know. And I think like it was something like that. But I think, you know, it should be the other way around. More or less. But then other things would make sense. Like if you know what I mean, you know? Oh, the girl is the keyhole and the boy is the key or something, right? If there's a hole, there's a way. Or something like that. But it's not like that every girl has like is wearing like a locket, like a pendant with a lock or so, and that the boy has like, yeah, do I have one? Can I try it? You know, that he goes up to every girl. Nah, probably not. It will not be like this. So I think like it kind of makes sense, but yeah, but it's just like the joke, you know. While like Dandadan, for example, is like pretty much a joke. It starts off as a joke, But when it's like something more serious, you know? Like, okay, boy lost his balls, and then, you know, and based on that kind of beginning, that's like how everything starts to kick off, and then, yeah, let's go. This is kind of peak. They haven't, like, you know, you're like really sure they haven't planned anything around, you know, like they haven't planned for things in advance. They just like let it roll, and then imagine, okay, the character would like act this, like that, you know, and then yeah. They keep the ball rolling, right? Great writers, they don't like plan really their story ahead, you know, maybe they have like some kind of ideas in mind, some kind of like checkpoints or so, but overall good writers are like adaptable, you know, like Breaking Bad is like a really good example, you know. When there was like idea, I'm gonna let this character off, but then holy crap, the actor's so good, I wanna keep this guy, and then let's rethink like the story, you know, and still like a good story that like come up with, like you know, despite like the kind of change. And I really would like to see like more original stories, you know, where the writers just like cooking, you know, like just like flexible instead of like following some kind of corporate ideas or so, you know, just cook, just have like some freedom there, you know, don't use like the premium ingredients, just let yourself loose, use whatever you have, you know. Sometimes the premium ingredients are like kind of slop, you know, if you, regarding flexibility. You can cook a good meal with like cheap ingredients, then yeah. I kind of like that about Shokugeki no Soma in the beginning, you know. And let's say the beginning, because it kind of had like, it pretty much has this kind of message, you know, that you can do it as a free-to-play, more or less, right? That even a poor household, you can like make good meals or so. Like while Shokugeki no Soma is like kind of a food porn. I mean, it's a food porn, you know, like I eat and then, you know, it's like really, it's like not the first time I like saw this kind of thing. It was like in Yakitake, Japan, like a bakery kind of focused manga. No, I like that one. And the author, the writer, let's say the mangaka, he is pretty cultured, pretty based. Like, and they drew like the cutest baker girl like ever. So far, like I haven't like encountered anything that could like rival that baker girl, Tsukino, she's called. But I say like manga, you know. There's also like anime adaptation, you know, kind of like speaks like, okay, it's good enough that it gets like an anime adaptation, but the thing is like, it's like pretty old, it's like 90s or like 2000s or so. But at least you have like a voice, and then yeah, yeah, kind of like connect like the looks with like that, you know, that voice. But I kind of like wonder. But yeah, what I would like to say regarding like the eating good food and then like have some reactions, it's not like a unique thing, you know, like someone else came up with the idea, but Shokugeki no Soma, you know, oh, let's use that idea, but like make it like, you know, edgy, you know, like my style, a little bit more, you know, give like people a little more eye candy, and then yeah, this does work, you know, why not, right? Like some people won't like it, but there are like some people who will like enjoy that, you know. It's like you know, some people eat the pizza crust, some people don't eat the pizza crust. Some people have opinion against like pineapples on pizza, some not. For my part, like regarding like the food porn reaction, I don't really mind. Like eye candy, why not, right? And even if it's not eye candy, but like it's just something funny, you know, then okay, cool. The thing is, like, sometimes you can like make some really good like kind of storytellings with like those flashbacks. Like it's like in Ratatouille, you know, like when the food critic is like eating like the main dish, you know, the main character is cooking, then it's like recalling a flashback or something. And I do like this scene, to be honest. I really like this scene. And there are like a lot of memes that like reference that one. It's like similar to like SpongeBob kind of like key moments of like the cartoon, or like, you know, like just like a really strong moment and then it becomes like a meme. In Breaking Bad, for example, there are like a lot of like those moments like used as a meme. You can't keep getting away with this. I don't like, no, I probably do know like how, in what kind of emotion, but I don't really want to like use my my energy like up for that. Like the way like the actor like for Jesse, Logan Paul, you know, not Logan, not Logan. Jesse Pinkman. Aaron, right? Yeah, Aaron. Why did I forget about that? You know, but it's just like I don't really remember like English names like that vividly, I suppose. Aaron Paul? Yeah, I think like something like that. Walter White? Bryan Cranston? Yeah. I think like that. Yeah, okay, now. Yeah, I remember. And then Gus, Carlos Esposito, yeah. Like when you like are able to like match the names, you know, of like the characters with like the actors' names, and the, you know, like the thing is like with Flash entertainment, you know, like live action. It's not always like about the series, about the characters, the art style, but it's like, okay, actors and then like the director also, right? And they play characters, but you do have to acknowledge, man, the actors show skill, they like convey the emotions like so good, you know? And you become a fan of like that. He's wearing claws, so I think like, yeah, I think it's somewhat okay. The hands are not necessarily like accurate, you know, but it's like chibi style, so I can like F around. Just have to make sure it like looks convincing enough, and then like job well done. I could like just go like the trick and make them like circles, you know, and then stick like a pen to it, but I don't know. I feel like I want to like I don't know, it's like an autopilot, you know. My hands just moved. Alright. Kami. Air. And like accessories. He's like wearing a lot of accessories. And now I'm gonna like see if like he's easy to draw, like hard to draw. Actually, let me draw a new layer. Like when I draw like digital arts, I would like to separate hands and like with the rest of the image. Like even the face I do like on different layers. Sometimes I feel like, oh, this has like some potential, let me like change like expressions for like this, you know. Sometimes you can like add like things like mouse flaps, and then you have like a image that can be like used for like fugis or so, right? You have like one with an open mouth and the other one like a closed mouth, for example. Sometimes like the VTubers you draw fan art of, they sometimes like your art good enough, you know, that they use it like for something. Can be like thumbnail also, or they use it like, you know, like in the case of like Fugi, you know, reactional images, you know. Sometimes when they collab with other people, they don't like appear there with their live 2D model, since it takes like a lot of CPU. But like, you know, it's like some reactional image. Mostly this called like, you know, like Fugi. How it's called. If they speak, then the avatar lights up and then like jumps upwards. But you can like add a second image to that, where it's like, okay, there's a character with their mouth closed, but if they speak, they open their mouth, and it's kind of like, yeah, this is like, you know, smart. Or like using like something still to like make the like the impression, oh, he talking now, or like make it just like easier to see. I was not thinking about that, you know. Like back in the day, sometimes I see like when I was like watching let's plays of like some content creators, they would like put nothing on the screen, or just like somewhere in the corner like a PNG, you know. And then yeah, that's it. But when it actually moved or so, then this would be interesting for me. And it's like almost like me, oh, how did I make this? Can I do that too, you know? I like thoughts like this would like come into my mind, and just like some questions, you know. And if I look at something with like curiosity and be like, whoa, how did that work, you know? Can you explain to me, you know? It's like this kind of motivation I sometimes need when I go to school, you know. But yeah. But sometimes you know, I do be invested, and then be like you know, like wanting to know more. The desires like, you know, starts to like kick in. Okay, drawing his hair. I don't know like what the trick is usually, but I saw like, but I do like know, okay, there's like a root, you know, where like you have focuses, then like, okay, let's do something like that. Also, like regarding like Gerard's hair, I kind of like was like thinking it might be similar to like how you draw like Gintoki's hair, you know, more or less. Gintoki from like Gintama, and some people had like a lot of difficulties like drawing his hair, and then in the manga, you know, like if you like bought the volumes, then there would be like something of afterward, after every chapter, you know, where he's like kind of responding to like fan mails, fan letters, let's say that, and like kind of sharing like little tidbits, and then the editors, the company, the publisher, you know, would like find so interesting, hey, let's add that into the volume, like, you know, like in the premium kind of version instead of like Shonen Jump magazine, you know, and then that people can like see that, like a little more in the mind of like the author, and it was like it's like pretty interesting. Sometimes I would be like, wow, I really like how you like inked those characters. Can you teach me how? And then he's like, okay, that's like how it's done. By the way, credits go to my assistant, by the way, you know. And then it's just like instead of like, oh yeah, he's sucking my sausage, let's go, he's like kind of like, yeah, it's not done by me, someone else did that, you know, some like not taking all the you know, compliments for himself, but actually like, yeah, he did that, you know. And speaks like a lot about, it's like telling a lot, you know. Can also be like just saying the truth, but you know, I kind of like it's when it's included after he's like says something really like crazy or so. Sometimes like the author from Gintama, like Sorachi Hideaki, Sorachi sensei, Sorachi sensei, he's like kind of like really interesting. And I would be interested in more like works of him, but I do only know of Gintama for now. And probably it's like the last and like the first work so far. Yeah. Yeah, but yeah. Okay, the hair needs more volume. I can like kind of like play around. Let's use like a thicker pen for that. Actually, let's not use a thicker pen. Let's keep it like the same size. It's not a sketch really. But okay, maybe it's a sketch, you know. I do like to use this kind of line strength. Maybe move more to the, yeah, more like to the right. Let's start from anew. It's kind of a waste to like let all of that go to waste, but I do be perfectionistic or so. Yeah, so lasso, and then all of that gets away. Yeah. Alright. Hage. I think like I'm gonna put like the roots somewhere here. And if I draw hair, this is like the source. Here's like a big pony. And this side is like empty. I'm gonna try again. There's like somewhat of a trick, you know, regarding drawing wild hairstyles. There's like a system. But just like I don't know the system yet. So like try it out. Yeah, and because of like this kind of system, you know, I started talking about like Gintama and like its author, mangaka. Because I was like, he kind of explained like the system behind like drawing Sakata Gintoki-se, and then since then it's pretty easy drawing like him or like similar characters, you know. Sometimes I would like try these with like this kind of system in mind of like, okay, like hair that's like wild hair, you know, like like hairstyles like Naruto are like easy to draw, but then there's like an additional system, you know, like with Gintoki's one. If you were like to trace art, hairstyles like Naruto's or like Gintoki's are like really difficult to draw. So, but if you like know the system, you know, then actually it's like one of the easiest like to draw. Why do I say like tracing, you know? But the thing is like back in the days, you know, like every kind of aspiring artist like starts somewhere, you know. Okay, start off with tracing. If you feel comfortable, like do something more, you know, freestyle. Like that you like let go of the training wheels, you know. When I was like elementary school, I did like a lot of tracing, but I think like somewhere around middle high school when I was like I did want to do like more on my own, you know. But also came like found motivation on like, oh, let me become like a mangaka, you know. And then yeah. I would love to like hear more stories from like regarding like mangaka stuff, like from streamers, VTubers who had like this kind of, you know, goal, you know. Gamma would be like one. And I probably think he has like a lot more to tell, but you can only go like from the things that was like clipped, you know, like translated. So yeah. Since like the channel is like terminated, that means like you cannot really rewatch his stuff. Unless there's like some giga chat who has it like archived, you know. And maybe it might probably been Asian or like Japanese, you know. Like someone, not someone from the EN kind of fan base. Probably. What I'm aware of is like that, for example, like Amila Watson's like fan base. They are very dedicated to her, that they like make like things like safe backup, you know, like regarding the membership streams. That it's like archived. And Discord has this kind of system, you know, like some plugins more or less. Not really plugin, but that they can like open a channel and grant access only to those who have like membership to Amila Watson, you know, something like that. And I had it like at the time, and then I still have like access to it, and they have like a whole like kind of section like on like every like archive, you know, which is like pinned and everything. Then okay, I can see that. And I would like imagine like if Gamma-san's fanbase was like dedicated enough that there's like something similar, but I'm not sure about like the EN, you know, like the overseas like of fanbase, if they went so far. What I know, like for example, is like that there is like one person who did like so far with like unarchived streams, like Astel's karaoke's back in the days. He had like a wild face, and then on the side note I saw like, oh, created Holostars members or like terminated ones, and also like with archives. There's like Suzaku. There was like a white-haired guy also with like a kind of samurai-ish kind of vibe or so. Like he had like a katana like carrying over his shoulder or something like that, and had like somewhat of a build like stature. He had only like a lifespan of like about 2 weeks, maybe about 1 week. I don't really remember clearly, but it was like not really long. Then graduation or termination, probably graduation. But streams would not be like discoverable unless you like look for the archives there. I don't know, maybe it's like discovered by like via Reddit too. Reddit is like kind of interesting place, you know, like where there can be like toxicity, but also at the same time it has like some really good pros, you know, and discoverability stuff that is like not usually there on Discord, you know. Like if you do like a Google search, you can like find things, links that like redirect like to Discord. The searchability, discoverability is like pretty compared to like forums. But yeah, for some reason Discord is like way too good, and I do see advantages, you know. But now that there are like tons of servers, like, you know, I click on agree because it kind of like was annoyingly popping off every now and then, and yeah. And yeah, shouldn't have agreed there, to be honest, but yeah, we all like went through the mistake, and then if like something bad happens, we can't like really refute because we are agreed to like to the terms of services also. I sometimes don't really know what has changed, like when they, oh, we have like updated all new terms of service, please like agree, and then can I press disagree, you know? Can't really do that. Okay, let me see. This guy's hairstyle. Wild. It really is not noticeable, really, you know. But maybe, like regarding, I don't know, like facial muscle pain. But maybe if I use it like a lot often, maybe I do become stronger in this aspect. Huh? The facial muscles become stronger. But if they become stronger, you can, yeah, I don't know if there's like any benefit in that, you know? Some muscles are supposed to be trained, but some not, you know? Like if you like keep your face relaxed, you know, when you have like smooth skin and everything, something like that. Then, no, don't like do too much grimaces, son! You're gonna make yourself look older if you get, you know, if you get 18 or so, whatever, you know? Relax when you have beautiful skin. Something like that also. I don't really know where I did get that, but I watched like some movie like that was like kind of broadcasted on TV. And then there was like this kind of scene where like a mother would say that to her really annoying kid or so. Like in front of the parents, angel. But then if they were not around, holy crap, this is like a demon, you know. It's like one of the kids, you know, but generally like I think it's like kind of the case. Like the movie, I don't know the title that was like localized, you know, but it says something like about the kindergarten daddy or something like that. Usually like when in kindergarten, there are a lot of like female stuff, let's say like employees and such, you know, who you entrust your child to, you know, like as a parent. But like men are like pretty rare in this kind of work field. And then there's like this movie called The Kindergarten Daddy. It's like not the kind of like sugar daddy or like, you know, like something sus. It's just like, yeah, it's just like a man doing the job instead. They have like a mom, a mommy, it's like a daddy, you know. And it's kind of interesting to like see how they would like approach that. It's just like, you know, you deal them like a deck that's not really compatible with them, but they do their best on like playing with this hand, you know. And it's pretty fun and pretty entertaining. And then it like went off, and then oh, Kindergarten Daddy 2 1 was good, so we need a Kindergarten Daddy 2. But actually, I like 1, and I think like it's over after that. I did watch like part 2, you know, but the thing is like, all the main character, like who was the Kindergarten Daddy, they chose like a different actor and who like should play like the same role, and it's like, nah, you know, it's like not quite the same. While it still has like some elements taken over, you know. Still feels like a little bit weird, like knowing, oh, there's like a different actor, you know. And yeah. But yeah, I guess like this is like the thing for movies, that they can like kind of like switch around. While like for a TV series like Breaking Bad, can't really like afford to like do too many changes, else there's inconsistency, you know. I guess it's more or less work for like Better Call Saul, you know. Like there's one section where it went like black and white, like colorless. There was like an actor change, but just like the kind of circumstances, you know, that are like cannot really be avoided. Then yeah, like scuff is like a thing, you know. It's not only in streaming, I think, but can be like in any kind of like establishment. Like that in the midst of chaos you see like some opportunities, you know. Like do the best of the situation. And it's like kind of amazing like regarding Breaking Bad. It's not only like about writing the story, but also like adapting, you know, like as a filmmaker as well. I do be looking forward to like more work from like Vince Gilligan. I can't keep my expectations low, of course, since like I think like they talk about sci-fi, you know, and like yeah, maybe we do need like some sci-fi stuff, you know, like things like Star Wars, you know, we need like something new. Like Star Wars back in the days was cool, you know, but when they sold the IP, like someone else's to someone else, you know, who bought it, and they make a good life, but the one who's like being given like the extremely good hand doesn't really do good moves, you know. And then yeah, it's like what Disney usually does, right? You know, like they take like old IPs, do like remakes. It's like the safe move, right? And yeah, and they like take like something that was perfectly fine as it is, and then they press it like out for every single bit of juice, you know, until it's dry, and then like they throw it away, you know, go to next one, something like that. Instead they should like go to like something new, you know, and it's just like, you know, like the raw fruit they like wring dry. It's like nothing that the fans can enjoy anymore, more or less. If they go like back to like the older stuff, like not the remake, it still has like a bad aftertaste, you know. It's like pretty dry, pretty like tasteless, you know, soulless, you can also like say, right? You need like something new every now and then. It can, I think, like if it's like something like fast food, I guess also fine. Like, you know, isekai stories. All the isekais that came like out, or like fantasy stories with like super long names. Or like, yeah, things like light novels in general, and then like make this like too serious, you know. Reborn is a fridge. Oh no. Hello 8, welcome to the art stream. I'm drawing Hizaki Gamma, the first time. He was a former member of like Holostars UPROAR. Welcome, welcome. Currently I'm like busy with like the hair. I guess like I should like move on to like the rest. I'm gonna draw it later. Gamma was my favorite. Yeah, I imagine, right? He was pretty funny. He was pretty funny. And I would have loved to see like more interactions between him and like other members. Pretty funny and draws really good. Yes, he really does. I don't really know what happened, but when he got terminated, something went wrong, you know, from his side maybe. It's like similar to, no, like, it might be like something similar to like what Yosora did, you know? Like that they leak something. And the thing is, like, Japanese contracts are like pretty strict, so they don't really have a choice, you know? But like to pull the trigger. There's like probably no bad blood between company and talent, probably not. At least like from the impression you like get from Hololive, right? But yeah, he also feels like pretty sorry, you know, when you use Ramel. The vampire, you know? The vampire. Like in a duo of like Yuzuki Choko, you know? Do you remember like this one clip where they were like kind of like moaning and then like, oh, press the milk out, something like that? I don't really want to imitate that, you know, but there were like a lot of sus moments like from Yosara Mel. And she was like pretty known. She's like drawn by Ayami Sensei, you know? Who's like the current mom of like Mate Mint. Into. Also like the artist of like Shimiko from Blue Archive. Yeah. Like this Yosara Mel, you know. The thing is like, regarding Yosara Mel, she got terminated, and I think like it might be like the similar reason like why Gamma, you know, had like to go the like a similar, you know, like how he probably got like you know, terminated. Probably similar, you know, like they leaked something maybe unintentionally, and then, but it's like just speculation, you know. I don't really know like what happened, but I do like see it's kind of unfortunate like for both sides that okay, we have to let you go. Like Japanese contracts are like pretty like strict, and then can't do much about it, you know. And if they like let it go, then there might be like more problems in the future, you know. Like rules are rules, right? Something like that. But okay. But I do like acknowledge like the good things they did, like the talent has like done. Good memories. It's a little bit weird like why I mentioned her, but it was just like the connection, you know, regarding like having like some example. And let's say that even like those two had like interactions with each other, and this was like also like something that was like a clip-worthy moment, you know. Like sometimes, you know, like if in a collab, okay, if I win, I do this. Like, oh no, if I lose, I do this. Not that the winner's like kind of like dictating, okay, punishment time for you, and then do this for me, or like do this or that, right? And or like, let's say like Holostars, you know, when it was like Tempest versus Uproar, or like Holostars JP, you know, Uproar plus like Shien and like Astel. Loser is like, okay, showing the pantsu, you know, like making food of the pantsu and like uploading on their Twitter or something like that, you right? This was like the Holo Tempantsu. Tempers. Tenpantsu like kind of arc. And it was like pretty popular that it got like you know, merch. There was also like, do you remember like Hizaki Gamma's pantsu that got like uploaded? Were you like back there? Are you like OG, a real one? Like Hizaki Gamma's pantsu, he like you know, for some reason, you know, like the Tempest boy who lost like the Left 4 Dead like kind of collab, you know, like this team versus this team. They did all their thing on like, you know, getting their pantsu, like making fun of it. When the JP senpais, the JP, they were like, hey, that's funny, let's join in, you know, when all of them like also like uploaded their pantsus, you know, like make a photo and uploaded it. And for like Hizaki Gamma's, do you remember? Do you remember what he did there? What kind of pantsu he uploaded? Was something normal? Was like something wild? Or did he have nothing like on at all? Do you remember? Like for Axel, he actually like for his case, when kind of like this Batsu, he kind of misunderstood it maybe, I don't know, but the thing is like when the boys who lost, they just took like some pantsu from their drawer and then used that. But Axel, he actually like took off his pantsu he was like currently wearing, then took a foot of that, and then they're still warm, my freshly warm pantsu. And you know, something like that. But for Gamma, you know, like every like the JP senpai found it like funny and be like, oh, let's also like post our pantsu. And for Gamma, his underwear, his pantsu were like kind of like wild. There are like many different types of like underwear, right? There are like those that are like boxer, there are like those who are like similar to like those girls underwear, you know, like where it's like not the boxer kind of thing. I'm gonna try like an example, like it's not nothing like this, but like something like a triangle one, you know. Can also be like this, you know, like sports underwear. But for like Gamma, it was like, let me draw that. It was like something of a boxer, but it has like a face on it. Like something like that. And then it had like a big dong. It was like an elephant kind of underwear or so. I remember. Like it's an underwear with like a elephant nose along schlong, you know. And we're kind of like I'm not really sure, you know, if it's actually his underwear or if they just like, oh, just like found an image from like Google, but it's you know, became like reality, you know. And then there's like also merch, or there was also merch from that. I didn't buy it, you know, but kinda, you know, kinda was like tempting, I don't know. This was like golden age of like Holostars Tempest, Holostars English as well. Like it was like pretty big. And yeah, Gamma's pretty funny regarding that kind of stuff. Like just awareness, oh, this is content, you know, this content. I wonder what would have happened, you know, if things would still be looking good, you know, if he was around properly, you know. It's just like the what ifs and everything. But yeah. But Holostars, don't sleep on them. Don't sleep on them. I also like enjoyed like when like credited Holostars members, you know, like they're credited now, but back then, you know, like Tsukishi Takaoka and like Kagami-san, you know, when they were like around. This was like kind of like nice to like. I could like say some examples, but maybe I'm gonna save the fun of our stream. When I actually get to draw them. But yeah, Gamma was pretty like cool, pretty like funny. I had like something similar of an energy, like that. It's like not really a playboy, also like Aokun. Well, Aokun's not really a playboy, but no, Aokun was also like funny, and I looked like through some clips, you know, from Oberetai writing channel, and they're like pretty good translator, pretty good clipper, you know, and I do really like Aokun there. I miss her. I will miss her. But with Gamma, I also like miss him. Regarding Aokun, you see like the top left, like I did a fan art. Aokun, she left like a like on this fan art, by the way. And I think like this was like around the time. This was like around 6 months, I don't know. Or like last year, not really sure. I probably did it this year, and then yeah, this was like a time where she was still in hiatus, like she didn't stream a long while. Relaxing my facial muscles a little bit. And I think I'm gonna drink. Let's take a little. To be honest, I really should like check before I start the stream, like with the audio, if everything is fine. I kinda like went in blind. But knowing there's like feedback from chat, or there was feedback, you know, it's like kind of nice. I sometimes do get flashbacks like from my very first stream where I was muted the entire time when I was talking to no one. No matter how good my yapping was, it didn't reach anyone at that time, so yeah. Those were like interesting times for me back in the days. Like when you are like pretty new, like in the streaming kind of world, that you like mess up something so basic. But I think like it's like kind of nice to like start off with a common kind of oopsie scuff, and you know. Like you can't do really anything perfectly at first try. If you can, this would be amazing, but you're like bound to like do some mistakes if you like do a thing the very first time. Can be get scary, I assume. To like get into something that it's time, like not knowing what to do. I'm just doing a little break. I'm gonna continue if I am like in about a minute. It's not really like video games like with those things you do the first time, you know? In video games like, okay, you can start from level 1, you know? And then gradually work your way upwards. In real life it's not really that fair regarding like the level scaling. Sometimes like the beginning, just doing the first step, like even before you actually like begin, it's like something really scary. Like where it's like a lot of uncertainty. Oh man, do I do this right? And what did I end up, you know? They're like, there's a lot of uncertainty. Unless you look at internet and then be like, hey, how do I do this? ChatGPT, can you give me the solution, you know? Can you give me some data on that, you know? Like just like look at like some confirmed stuff and then like build a strategy around that, right? And yeah, it works, you know? Like nowadays, you can look like at existing stuff out there and then get prepared. And you know, I see like for example like people who are like not familiar with like the how to do art, you know, and then they look at someone who draws, you know, like if I'm like at work or like at school classes like back in days, and then they see me draw and be like, man, I wish I could draw too. And then or you can like there's internet, you can look at stuff like some tutorials, you know. But yeah, it really is like that things are not really impossible. There is like if you put your mind, you know, you put your mind into it and like try, you know, like do the first step and stuff, and you can like advance, you can like go far. Okay, it's like more than 1 minute. Let's continue. I'm like kind of freestyling regarding my art here. Usually I sometimes like take references, you know, like at least a pose or something that I can like use like as a reference or so. But this time, no reference, to be honest. It's like kind of like freestyle, and I have like an image in mind, you know, like when artists draw. some things will like look weird, you know, because I don't know, things do not look convincing enough, I suppose. Like I try like in a weird style. It's nothing unique, you know. But yeah, I draw it like that, and then yes, expect like some mistakes, I suppose. But despite of like whether or not you have knowledge, you need to start somewhere, you know. But go as prepared as you can, I suppose, I would like say. And yeah, get as many sources as you can before you start off with something. Like, there can be internet, but also like ask like in real life, like some people, like for their opinions. And then like compare like the data. And if like a lot of that matches up, you know, then you have good chances of like success. If there are like some inconsistencies, then it's like about luck, I suppose. If it's like a human-to-human interaction, like let's say in an interview, then it's not necessarily the data as well, but like also like the vibe check you have like to pass, you know? Like sometimes people are like looking for like very specific people, you know? It doesn't really have to be a skill set, you know? It's a skill set, like let's say like some good grades, or like, oh, do you have experience in this kind of job, you know? But it can be like about personality, you know, like about this kind of matchmaking, you know. And if like things align, okay, we are hired, you know. I kind of like the days when it was like mostly about skill, you know, or like that they would take anyone. Like they would just like stroll into like a store, and then it's like, hey, I'm looking for a job. Are you willing to take me? And then, oh yeah, why not? And then yeah, I did that like for one trainee at school or so. I just like stroll. I really did this traditional way, just like walking into a store and be like, hey, I want to work here. No, I want to have a trainee. Will you take me? And then they just took me. You know, I didn't have to like my application or so. It's just like, yeah, bring like a little bit of a you know, like a something like a somewhat document. It's like kind of like shows like some data about okay, where did you go to school, how old are you, something like that, you know, like a little bit of like your past record, yeah, something like that. You worked somewhere before, yeah, this kind of stuff. Sometimes this kind of just work too, and then it's just like the vibe check. You can really go like the formal way and like, okay, like write the application, then like wait for their answer. Then like it's like it's like, you know, if it's like affirmative, like if they like accept the application and be like, hey, okay, like meet you know, like come to an interview, you know. Okay, how long am I in? About 90 minutes. I was like really struggling with the hair. I'm gonna like do it like afterwards, you know, regarding that, but just that like this rough silhouette is like there. Party people. Also, Gamma. He did like a lot of collabs, I remember. Especially like with like some artists like with Pochi Sensei. Like the mama from Pavoliarene. And Pochi Sensei is also like known for like some, at least like, I think like Dagashi Kashi. And then I remember like some doujinshi where I kind of like, oh, this is the art style, you know. I think like back in days I didn't really like F with that kind of art style in terms of like effing, but like looking at the art like normal way, it's like, yeah, it's beautiful. You do like no anatomy, and I do like the expressions you like draw on them, you know. But yeah, if this comes like to cultural consumption, you know, like looking at it like as a guna, it didn't like pass my vibe check. I think like some people, they care, like for some people like it works, for me not so much, but it's just like the art itself, it's like good there. Like yeah, I have like some kind of, you know, I can't do to everything. I need like have certain standards, you know. And I do draw, and back in the days I was like really good. Not really good, but sometimes I had like, when I had like highs, those are like the strongest highs I ever had. Like when I drew like art. Nowadays it's like pretty consistent, but it's like I can't reach it high really again. I'm like busy, you know. I can't like dedicate like my time to like drawing entirely. If I want to, then it means I have to give up on stuff, on some of the stuff. It's like chaining me down. And despite me not be that great of an idea, since some things will fall apart if I'm like not there anymore. So like gotta see what I can do. If I, for example, don't have to work 8 hours in a day, like if I don't have to like to work anymore, this would help a lot. This would help a lot. Or if I don't have to sleep at all anymore, but I would just die if I don't sleep. And I do like the adventure of like sleeping, you know. But yeah, regarding drawing, I can't really dedicate my life fully to that. But, you know, if I could, you know, I could like earn money with the art. You know, you can do commissions. I do know that, but I think I would not be able to pay my bills with like art alone. So I need a different kind of approach. Like being able to draw is already a useful skill. Being able to draw is like already like is an advantage. Like don't sleep on like some skills you have, you know. It's just like with those kind of isekai or like fantasy anime, you know, you get like a shitty ability, you know, and then you think it's shitty, but actually it's a good ability also. You know. And then you need like a waifu to point it out to you. Oh no, you're freaking amazing, you know. Oh, by the way, I love you, and please make me your girlfriend or whatever, you know. And then they're making like so many hints approaches and so that they just like that guy. Then yeah. But yeah, don't sleep like on some of the stuff you like have, you know. Maybe you are gifted, you know. Maybe you are gifted actually. For my part, I did like find like out like about 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, that I might be like gifted somewhat, you know. Like actually, I'm very fit, and my body is working really well, despite like being underweight also. But I did like some kind of, no, that like at my work there was like some kind of health checkup or so, and then they did like some kind of tests there, and then you know, there's like a little bit of statistic and everything, you know, like about eye check, like eye pressure check, or like about your sense of balance or so. And then there's like nothing wrong with me regarding eye pressure, so like I have perfect sight, I have like good sight. And if it comes like to the balance, you know, like if you get like shaken or so, or like you get like pushed, are you able to like keep your balance or something like that? And on every like kind of thing that is like requiring like physical activity or so, I come out like as pretty healthy, like that might like better than average or so. I was like not really thinking much about myself, but yeah, I guess like I'm somewhat like yeah, gifted there in this aspect that like that I'm just healthy. I don't really drink, I don't really like smoke, I don't do anything of that at all. I'm not like coffee addicted or so, coffee addicted, not at all, so it's kind of like, yeah, Tosan, actually you have like pretty good hands, you know. Maybe like some hands, some cards that you have like dealt with are like not that good, but overall, you know, like if you look at your life, maybe you have like do some like advantages, you know, you're like not aware of, but it's not that deep to be honest. But it's like something like nice to like think about, that you have actually like something that you can break about, or like actually like be proud about, you know, like yeah, you have like done some accomplishments maybe, you know. But if it's like just about things you already have, you know, like appreciate that, you know, like a healthy amount of like self-worth, you know, like self-praise is like also like kind of necessary to be like happy in life, of course, you know. If you constantly look down on yourself, and yeah, sometimes you need that confirmation, you know, of like, yeah, actually Tosan, you are amazing, you know, something like that. Something like yeah, look at yourself. For myself, I don't really have much self-worth, but sometimes like nice to see, oh yeah, actually I'm not trash, I'm not garbage, actually I have like some qualities going on for me, you know. Like every person has like something going on for them, you know. No one is like, okay, actually more worthless. I was like, you know, I have to end my sentence, you know. I was like kind of like, yeah, we all start like from zero, but the thing is like our spawn points, you know, they are different. Some have like the really good spawn, you know, of like the ultra rare kind of spawn, the in the gacha system, that you're like born in a rich family, you have loving parents, and you have like Butler James going on for you, you know, and then you don't really have to worry about anything then. But the thing is like, if you get like handheld, you don't learn, right? You don't play like with the starter hand you've been dealt with. It's like all done on AFK, all done for you. But like for some people who have like to actually deal with their starter hand, they can be like they can come pretty far if it comes like to important life decisions or so, you know. Like sometimes you don't need like a, you know, it's like something like super rich parents or so, like no struggle in life at all, can be like pretty bad. Sometimes you don't need that. Just like loving parents might be good enough, you know. And then you're like normal or like poor, whatever, but at least like somewhat that like forces you to like do some life decisions, or like that like the parents will be like, hey, I think like it's like worth that you're gonna learn this kind of thing here and there, and then they watch out for you, or like they like hold your hand until like you learn on your own, you know, regarding like some decisions, you know. Like the thing is, like a child is not supposed to like take responsibility for a lot of things. That's like, in my opinion, like more like what adults are like supposed to like to carry, to bear. But they can like push you in the right direction when it's like about like how you choose, you know. Yeah, but yeah, since I like played Blue Archive, I'm like more self-aware what in terms of like being adult or so. I do you know, if I interact with like something a lot younger than me, then I do my best to like teach a little bit, you know, or like at least like push them in a good direction, you know. Like if I clearly like see, oh, okay, maybe they need help in there, then you know, like if you, for example, like see someone who's lost on the street, you know, like let's say like some kind of gaijin, like foreigner, you know, then they be like, hey, can I help you? You know, just like help and like guide them in the right direction. Yeah, go there this way. It can go a long way. The world can be a better place. It's just like a simple action. I won't do much with my art, to be honest, but yeah, the art skills are useful, you know. Like I sometimes think it's like a worthless. I was like thinking, okay, I can't do much with the art, you know, maybe it's a worthless skill, but actually it has like some worth. Like you can draw thumbnails, you can draw emojis, you can draw your avatar, you know, you can make fan art, you know. Like if you want to support someone, you don't really have to do like, you don't have to like pull out your wallet, you know, and like get the credit card ready, but you can like, you can clip their videos, their streams, you can put on translations there, like if you speak like more than one language, like more, you know, for example. But just like clipping, like subtitling is also like pretty fine. And you know, clips are like pretty good. Like I think like everybody can clip. If you can draw, then you can draw like fan art, you know, sport in a free-to-play way. And sometimes like fan art's like the way to go on like really promoting someone. At least like I got like into some animes because of like fan art. It can also be people who have like this kind of thing as a profile picture, and then they post like a lot of fan art about like this kind of thing, and then, you know, it's just like because of this one guy in the community that I started to like watch this kind of Yuri kind of anime. Like one of the Yuri anime. Was it like 2 years ago? I know like Ugara Yui. Ugara Yui was like was playing the main lead. And there was a lot of drama stuff in there. And then a cafe kind of setting where there's used like a lot of like German terms of like Schwester and such. And yeah, something like that. It's like not Yuri's My Job also, this was not this one, but it has like something to do like with a cafe thing, with like a roleplay cafe or something like that. Not sure anymore. Can I look at the title? Nah, I'm not in the middle of drawing. If you know, you know. I like focus on like on my work for now. Just like the chat. Let's say maybe it's like a chatting stream, but like the art is like kind of a byproduct of like my AFK autopilot. Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, it's like the program. Art and me yapping. But probably I could like say it's gonna my yap and then like art on the sideline, you know. The thing is like you don't really have to watch every single art step on the ways. You can just like see it at the end, you know, like skip to the end. But like what will be interesting is like, yeah, what am I cooking, you know, what is it that I'm drawing in the end. I keep it simple for now. Kind of like want to do it more justice with the hair, but I actually did it like really well. I did it like a pretty solid job, I'd say. It has this scratchiness of like... I do like scratchiness, I don't know. I really like the scratchiness. Like when line art. It's like, maybe not only scratches, but also creaminess, you know? Because it's like a specific pen. It's like the standard Medibang Medibang Paint Pro standard pen. I used like Medibang for the longest time in the past. It was free to play. Nowadays it's like paid, you know. It's not free to play anymore. But yeah, I loved to use that back in the days, and I loved to spend that pen, and I kind of was missing it when I was like going to Clipsio. So but the thing is like you can like download some assets, like some pens or like, you know, and then yeah, way to go. Of course, if I switch like art programs, you know, you have like to do like some settings with like stabilization, you know, like and like pressure and stuff, but more in like stabilization. See like how it's like the best for you guarding. You know, I kind of like want to draw all of the holo stars that where I created, like Tsukishita Kaoru and like Kagami Kira. Kaoru-san and like Kira-san. I do like miss... I don't know, I do miss those two. I really miss those two. Not that I like experience much of Kira-san, but the thing is like potential, you know, the potential. Like a boy VTuber with a cute voice, where you be like, is it a girl? You know, and then you find out it's not, and then for some reason you get drawn to it. I do get, for example, like with Mafu, I'm like kind of fascinated, you know? Like, this is such a feminine voice when they sing. They can even speak femininely, you know? And it's like, there's like some fascination, you know? And I get hooked, I don't know. And if they were to cross-dress, I don't know, I'm not homo, no homo, but the thing is like, there's something very fascinating about it. Like when it's like fake, but it's more real when the real thing, you know, like Imiyashiro. I don't know like how to explain it. Or maybe I can explain it. There's like one guy who's like very thirsty for like those traps. I think I can use his words, you know. Like, you know, when a girl is like being all shy and plushy, it's like, okay, it's like natural, you know. They wear like women's clothes, you know, they wear like, something cute, and then it's like, yeah, it's a girl, whatever, you know. But then you look like at a feminine guy, and they are like wearing the same clothes, but and they also like plush and everything, but you know, the thing is like, it's not the real deal, but the emotions that are going through is like a lot rawer and stronger than like what the girl is, you know? And it feels more real. Or something like that, you know? Especially like in the context, you know, this is a guy, not a girl. Like when I heard this explanation, at least like I read it, I like saw this explanation like in written form, I was like, yeah, actually, yeah, I understand, you know. And then I sometimes would like see a gif of like Imashiro, you know, like where he's like doing unlimited blade works or so, you know, and then, you know, it's when the real, you know, when the fake thing's more real than the real one, you know, and it's like, yeah, yeah. It's not nothing like in terms of like fake until you make it, but it's just like when the fake is just like, you know, so much more authentic, and you know. Sometimes I do like think that like those things like Palworld compared to like Pokemon, it feels like more genuine, like more real than like, you know, what Pokemon nowadays is. Like more, I don't know. It's like it's the real deal, Pokemon, but it feels more artificial, like more corporate, you know? Corporate doesn't mean like, always means like something positive, you know? Like with corporate, they're like boundaries and such, but yeah, even though it's a real deal, it doesn't feel like, yeah, that much real, you know? I don't know. But yeah, I guess like the boy and girl comparison was like a lot better explained. I can't, you know, sometimes I would like to do like analogies, you know, like to make it like it sink easier, but I think like it already sank in, you know. Okay, let me see, I have to like think about color. I think this will be a little bit interesting, like with drawing Gamma Sensei. I call him Sensei, I suppose. The thing is like, he's an artist, you know, he's mangaka. Mangaka desu. And regarding mangaka, I look up to all those who draw better than me. Like I have respect for like everyone who is like a good artist. All of them sensei. And yeah, sometimes I do get like some kind of cute reactions from like the artists, you know. Oh, I'm being called sensei, you know, something like that, you know. But yeah, it's just like it's just for me like autopilot, just pretty normal, you know. Like even those artists who have like triple digits of like followers on like social media, like nothing like crazy, like 5 digits, 6 digits or so. Like it's just someone with half the amount of digits, or like 2 digits, you know, maybe even like 1. If I have like the vibe check of like, you know, they're better than me, I'm gonna call them sensei. But yeah, like let's say not like better than me, but like they are far above my skill level, you know, then I have to pay all my respects, you know. I'm like a small guy at this point. Be like, yeah, I'm just a little guy. Come on, man. No, I have to pay respects. Okay, going slightly more silent. Thing is like multicolored hair. What is interesting like to do? Yeah, holy crap! This is like Karai SEO. Karai SEO. They're like 3 colors with the hair. One side is like red, the other side is like more yellowish. And then the highlights are like blue. They're kind of like phoenix colors. But the thing is like red is also like the color of danger, you know? Warning, 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 you know? I hear like this kind of siren be like boop, boop. Alarm level red. Even if I'm like done with the colors here, it's like not complete yet. I am gonna add like something and like see how it will like look. If it doesn't look good, then it doesn't look good, I suppose. I'm gonna like do some tricks here and there to make it look good, you know. Like the thing is like you can just zoom in and then just take that part, you know, instead of like the whole image. Like profile picture technique, you know? Profile picture technique. Just take the part that looks like the best, you know? Like you're the cameraman, you know? You have like the photo in your hand and then you're gonna make the best shots, you know? Like from the best angle or whatever, you know? Or like the best framing. Just select the best spot. If you give me a camera and have to take like... No, let's not say that. But let's say at a time where I'm like down bad, you know, we have to like do something like for something more spicy, magazine kind of shootings. Then probably gonna be like more emphasis on like, okay, boobas, you know, neuron activation, you know, something like that. And it's gonna be like that, you know. And like the part that is like the best drawn. Like for some people like are really good at like drawing certain body parts, like the belly, the tummy, you know, or like there's like stuff with armpits nowadays, right? Armpits and such. Even feet. And sometimes, you know, like when there are like those Japanese art trends, you know, I do like them, you know. I onaka no hi. Like good tummy day. Like I oppai no hi. Like good breast no chest day. Something like that. When they're like kind of showcasing, yeah, the best parts of like like, you know, the little boy in me is just like, you know, getting like, yeah, you know, like getting more like food, you know, I'm being fed well. To be honest, not that I'm getting to draw, like color him and everything. I really want to try drawing a manga. Like something really short. I did like before, but kinda have like to see like what my level is like now. It's like not in like this chibi kind of style, like something more serious, but I do be like curious, you know? Like what can I get out of there? Like in terms of like storytelling and like how good the composition and everything looks. Like it's about the presentation, you know? And I kinda like want to like get to that topic, like practicing that, you know. Like manga is like one of the best entertainment mediums out there, and written like in physical form, I would say. Of course, like literature books are like really superior, you know, like it's like more recognized, you know, like things like Harry Potter, like the book, you know. But if it like comes to Japanese manga, then the West doesn't really hear much about it back in the days. Like nowadays, you know, like because of quarantine, COVID, people like got more into like anime, you know, because they had a lot of time. Using like this kind of pandemic like to advantage. Like a lot of content creators did. I did not really. But it did help me, you know, because there was like this boom of like VTubers, you know, anime, and then like thanks like to those VTubers, they dragged me out of like the hole I was like in, and then they threw me in the rabbit hole instead, and then like stuck there. But overall, I'm like not in a bad hole, you know, like I'm the let's say like emotionally, like because of like emotions, like my mental state, I feel a little better now thanks to like, yeah, Hololive, you know, and Holostars. I think like Aran is like very funny. and Robert, Winning Sun, when they were like, no, like back in the days. Now there are like a lot of new faces in you know, and yeah, I think it has been a pretty long while, like with AP Holostars. Like they're like 2 years old, 3 years old. Uproar. They're kind of like interesting to think about. Did they already went this far? There's already like so much in regards to them. I really like the colors. His art is cooked, to be honest. I think that's like one of the best designs in like Holostars design, I'd say. Like regarding first outfit. It's like one of the best, I think. Recognizability? It's there. Like when I did like the thumbnail and like regarding like the silhouettes, it's recognizable actually. Like I guess now if the boys need to be recognizable, you give them like ear accessories and like a wild hairstyle, I suppose. But if it's like more normal, it can be like more relatable also. I don't know, like, but the Niji Sanji boys, like JP, if I look at that, like new debuts and everything, they do look really good. Look really cute. Like cute boys. I do be like curious. I think like, should I? Let's take a look, you know. I do have my opinions about like Niji Sanji, of course, but the thing is like, I don't hate the talents, you know. Sometimes they're like new. Yeah. It's like kind of dilemma, you know. But I can learn something from that, maybe. I'm gonna take a look. Like the thing is that I am lacking regarding like boy character design, you know? Or like character design in general. That I am like kind of like ass. But if it comes to fan art, then well yeah. No, not much of an issue. Oh no, he had actually a real pen. In his character design there's like a G pen or something like that for him. So I'm just gonna draw a normal pen. It's like kind of out of character I suppose, but yeah. Yeah, whatever. Let's do it like that. So let's see if I can make it justice. I'm falling silent here, but I'm not logged in for that. Please understand. It's just like a sign I'm trying like a little bit harder here. I do like the necktie here. It has like multiple colors. It's a little bit more of a pain to draw because it will slow me down. But overall, I do like think the amount of like color that is like in there is like interesting to look at. I wonder if it's gonna be last time drawing him. It is actually fun, more or less. Like some designs I have like fun drawing, some it's like, yeah, I'm just like trying to finish, you know, just like trying to get to the end spurt. No, like kind of winging it. But this one, Gamma's sun is interesting to draw. When it comes like the colors part. I don't know, like, it feels fun to draw him, to draw the colors. I don't have this feeling all the time. This is a fancy necktie. This is a fancy necktie. Man, I like this necktie. Shirida senyoku senyoku Shirida shita koi wa da 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 Urayukanda. I'm not really sure like if Gamma-san had like any cover songs or original songs. I'm really sure he has no original songs, but like not sure if they ever done cover songs. Like, has he ever done cover songs? I'm not really sure. But if it comes like to like 3D performances from UPROAR, I do remember like Prologue, like the group song there. Hajimeru nda Prologue. I did like sometimes sing in karaoke. As best as I can, since there were like not many tools, not many like karaoke like resources there. I had like to kind of like wing it, like with whatever I could like find online, like for the singing part. But yeah, I guess like maybe Octavius was at fault like for making me like try to like sing more Hololive songs or Holopro songs in general. He had like this one time where he had like a birthday karaoke and then he sang like Holopro songs only and I was like, wow. Me too. And yeah, he is like a pretty good singer. He's like pretty good entertainer in regard like the singing performance stuff and such. Like there's a little bit of love and hate, you know? Like, how can I say that? There are some things I can vibe with, some things I cannot vibe with. There's like pro and cons. The pros outweighs the cons. But overall they're cons, you know? And some of them are like a little bit, I think like everyone has like this kind of thing, but for me, I don't like decide to talk much, not always about it. Because I do like think it's not really necessary to like share that thing, you know? It's like kind of evaluating, it's sometimes just better to just shut the F up, you know? Not everyone needs to like to know, like, what is like on your mind, you know? Like, sometimes it's like just healthier to like not say it, you know? And just let them be, you know? And let the like kind of nice atmosphere still go on. Sometimes you don't need to ruin like someone's day or so. And it doesn't like cost much like be a little bit nice, you know? Like sometimes I have like opinions and such, but I do be aware if I'm gonna like be an asshole now, then it's like not that good, you know, for the overall like flow, atmosphere, environment, you know? But yeah, let's regarding like Octavio, yeah, skills. I can't like humor-wise. I think like I'm not really connecting there. Maybe it might be ESL on this side, on my side. But I did like watch a few streams of his. I remember like watched this like after talk of like Holostars Everglow. It was like this free concert, you know. I took like a listen to that. Humor-wise, but he has skills as a singer and performer. I think like, yeah, overall, it's not like that the boys are like, not all of them are like perfectly fine as a standalone. They need to be in a group to like fully unlock their potential. It's like how I see it. What he can like do really well is like the story kind of writing, like the balance there. What he can do good, like his 3D performance. I think so far all 3D lives, like debut 3D, this like is the best one. It's like pretty grounded for the most part. Let's say like for 95%. And it's like a story that can like stand on its own. But if it comes like to like the pacing in like live streams, he kinda ass. I must admit. Kinda ass. But maybe he will get better over time. The thing is like Axel for example has no streaming experience when he has started out in Holostars. He didn't know like how to sing, he didn't know how to organize like group projects, like cover songs, you know, like Bad at Night for example. even got like Ina in there, like a lot of Holo ID and other like other people in there, like from this werewolf collab, you know. And streaming wise, he had like no idea. It was just like when he did like gaming stream that he didn't really like interacted much with his like chat. Someone pointed out in comments and he was like pretty, you know, he was reading that, he was like aware of like some of his shortcomings, and you know what, he adapted even, you know, he read that, thought about it, and then like reapplied like this kind of knowledge, you know, like take two, you know, and you know that's, and you know, he's like passing vibe check for me really, really well. Some people like Gerard. I do know them before they joined like Holostars. I was like pretty sure, okay, I have no worries about you. Roos was like someone I did not really know, but it kind of clicked, you know. Vibe check already done. Gold Bullets I also didn't really know, but he a good man. He a good guy. He a little bit dumb, but he a good guy. Overall, I think like that the scouts that were like choosing the boys, they did an overall solid job. Not too much sure about Octavia, but he pretty skilled. It's just like Esentana, you know, it's like, But if you think like about the idle part, man, okay, he different. Maybe, you know, I think like Octavia would be better as a V-singer also. But yeah. You know, like there was like this thing with Project Hope, like with Iris, you know? Even though she's supposed to be a V-singer, she's so good entertaining, you know? She's such a good streamer, like how she bounces back and forth like with the chat. She's so good. And a lot of clippable moments, a lot of like fan-artable moments, you know? Like with like comic strips that can go viral. It's like this kind of thing. Maybe he would really be better as like a V-singer so that you don't really see his weaknesses that much. But yeah. But to be honest, if you like let them like cook, you know, and even like if they produce like burnt toasts and everything, technically they still have like an experience in cooking, right? My man. Bash talking. But you know, it's like kind of like I see like weaknesses in it, and I hope they will like they do better. It's not an attack. But you know, when I really like something, I do like tend to like look at things like more critically and like kind of like, hey, you know. But you know, I'm not successful by any means, so take it with a grain of salt. I have only like, I have less viewers, I have less like subscribers, you know. And overall, I don't really like mind if I have no audience, so it's like fine. Like some of them care about audience, and then it's like, yeah, let's do like something clippable. So. Like there's like not really, there's like VTubing is like such a unexplored like industry, you know. It hasn't been like around for too long, like it maybe has been like around 2017, But then around 2020, like quarantine, it's like where it really like started off, you know? And thinking about that, yeah, it does like take time to like look at the market there, like how things will develop. Like what is the meta? The thing is like for Gargura, you know, she just blew off Sami-chan. She just blew off. And just like landed like a bomb. It made like a lot of impact in this scene. The fastest growing VTuber. And then a lot of like companies try to make their own Gargura, you know, like 4 million subs or so. Or like with a month like 1 million subs already, right? They kind of like wanted to like recreate like this one-hit wonder, but one-hit wonders you can't really like reproduce. Like Blue Girl, Blue Lolly Girl. Yeah, I do see that they like want a piece of the pie, but yeah. But I think it's better to like play around your strengths rather than like try to do like Bruce Lee 2 or something like that. Like in the past, like those Bruce Lee clones that didn't really took off, you know. Once like people that try to go with their own thing, like Jackie Chan, you know. I don't want to be like a Bruce Lee 2, I want to be the first Jackie Chan, you know. Something like that. Like it's like where it like can go far, long way. I forgot something. He's wearing gloves. I think like the mistakes are a lot more easier to hide. Yeah, I really see like how much sense those those clothes do make. Then the face stands a lot more out. See, the artists are genius. I wasn't really thinking much about looking at the art, but now they actually draw the character design, the first outfit, like Gamma. Actually, the artist cooked does not ignore the balance and everything. The art is really good. And when I look like at the official arts, you know, like from Gamma-san, like where like Gamma's like drawn, it all looks really fantastic. And some like really cook like with the expression, like doing some effects and everything. Like he's like a mangaka arty guy, you know. That means he's drawing, but like not like Ina, but like in a more widely like full of expressive manner, like which is like worth of the title uproar, you know, like Holostars UPROAR. It's like written like capital letters with 2 exclamation marks, you know. I think those boys are supposed to like blow off, you know, this was kind of expectation, hopeful expectation. But it's like a slow ride, it's a slow climb with like that. Like if you like want to build up a franchise, you have to like start off slow or something like that. Like slowly and steady. Like build your audience, you know, slowly and steady instead of like shotgunning and like do the shotgunning approach, you know. See like what is like hitting. Once it starts a success, you know, then you can like think about doing more talents or something like that. There was like this talk like, you know, like for Holostars English, you know, that they like wanted to like see if like the Holostars boys can be successful, you know. If they are, then they consider like doing a Holostars Gen 2 or so, you know, that they like do more generations, that there's like more boys or something like that. And this made like Vespa not like worry, you know. It all depends on like how he, like in his mind, you know, like how he is like performing. If he does a bad job, then there will be no boys, you know, like no more and I think there's a pressure, you know. I think this was like for the myth girls as well, like the case. And they had like for longest time no 3D, you know, like Garashi reached 1 million is like enough to like, you know, make her 3D model when she's like 3D, you know, thing going on. Like why not, you know? And yeah. It was like kind of a battle, you know? But the thing is like, this team of myth works so wonderfully well. They work so well together. Like Ami is like fantastic. The influence of Amelia Watson and like what she has like so done so far. Like she invented like, you know, like she was responsible that like things like stream sketches are like popular. She brought us feeds. She brought us like the VR worlds for like if Band at Night is like more or less like not a music video there. It's like also like her contribution, you know, to that with like the visuals of the army. The VTuber assets in general. She did like, and then like also like the affiliation, you know, that like with gradation is like not fully over. Like Sakamata Chloe is like an affiliate, not a graduate. Means like she can like randomly like appear like in those 3D as well. It's like kind of fantastic, you know. Okay, looks not bad, right? We're not done quite yet. It's like around 2 hours and 30. But yeah, I guess like it's about 3 hours before I'm like done here. How much? I think I'm good now. And let's see. Okay, I think I'm gonna draw his mascot. Not really sure like what kind of mascot this was, but it's like called the G Penguin or so. First of all, I'm gonna move this image a little bit there. And then the G Penguin. And I think I'm gonna do a sketch first of that G Penguin. Man, Gamma, you're a good artist. Can draw well. I'm looking at the reference for like the G Penguin, and I just like see the art from Gamma-san, Gamma Sensei. Let's call him like Sensei. Gamma Sensei. He's like such a good art. He can draw well. Wow, the skills. I knew. He's pretty good. Maybe make it a little bit more smaller. Yeah, don't be afraid to like draw over Gamma a little bit. I think that makes more sense if it looks like this direction. And I have like to adjust the body as well. In what direction is like faces. Then I have like to do it like a bit like this. The volume like shifts a little bit more. And then you see the beak a little more like that. And then I'm gonna like see what I can do here. What I will do is like drawing in this kind of vibrant red color, like a little bit more on the darker side. The thing is like that I'm gonna do it like more simplistic regarding that. I'm not like quite sure how I will do it, but I will do it. I try to draw it like with as less layers as possible for the penguin, you know. It's just like this clear silhouette, it's like there. Yeah, like drawing all like in this color as well. I do like it like with that for some reason. Or like liking for that reason, you know. Sometimes I do like art that's only like drawn in one color, you know. Like when everything's like drawn with like red or like all blue, but like different tones of blue, and still interesting like how good of a picture, image they still can create regardless of like the limitations, you know. You can like give them just something of a, you know, like a pen that's not erasable, you know, and they still like make something fantastic out of that, you know. Even like autograph session with like the adding or so, you know, they still can draw something for you. They like no things like sketches in there, but they still like make something great. And it shows like a little bit of the skills, you know. I'm like kind of cheating here now. I can just erase the layer afterwards like this, and then, but but you get what I mean, you know, like maybe. And it's like seemingly the first like attempt, you know, where they like draws like something perfect already. I'm just gonna draw over Gamma. I think I will not really care about drawing backgrounds or like making it transparent. I just upload it as it is, I think, for that one. I think this will be fine. Kind of like drawing him in this way since I kind of like think, I'm not sure. I did watch some of his art streams. He's kind of like YOLOing it, you know. Like mangaka, being professional, you know, you do it for a job. So it means like you can kind of autopilot at some point. Does that make me a professional? I don't know. I can like say Ina. Ina's pretty much professional. When she's like still able to like banter while like teaching, you know, in academy, it came like back. But like with like, I look at your art and then improve it or something like that, you know, like I can help you to make it look better, something like that. When like went to this direction instead of like a draw along, then it's like a new kind of thing, and it gets interesting, you know. Like we have like the first art VTuber who teaches us live on how she like teaches us. Of course, there are like some who like still teach you, but it's like not on stream, you know. It's like not in the heat of the moment, but it's like be video edited, you know, which is like more or less the best way to consume it, you know. But if they pull it out of their FF, you know, like free out of their mind. I don't know like what the kind of saying there is with the FF. I heard it in German, but you know, like if they just like do YOLO it like with the explanation and still is like a good kind of explanation, still a good lesson, yeah, there's potential. Ina sensei. And then what is like the price on like an art kind of lesson? When there was like also like this thing with Bei, right? Where she took like, where Bei took an art course under Ina, and then I don't know what was the price. It was like, it was a deal, you right? 599 bucks. What a deal, you know, for what 1 hour art course with like Ina or something like that. What a deal. And then you get scammed. But yeah, this is like one of the scams where I would fall for it. But yeah, I still well, I still have Axel, I think. Axel, man, Axel's like quite the treasure. I watched like his Mr. stream. That was like in the midnight. This was directly after like my yapping stream, like in this midnight, and he was like streaming a Mr. Cancer Cup round 1 started, you know, and he was like doing the runs, and then afterwards it went like into yapping, you know, after he felt like training. I got Seon Sky, I think, and then kind of like tangented in like the real life lore of like Rice Shower, and then he knew like a lot more about the lore of Rice Shower than I did, you know, because he was like looking at the real life force. He was like into that kind of lore as well for a long time. And before he got like into the Misume, you know, something like that, and we watched like the live performance, not live performance, but a concert from like Rice Shower 3 times, with their theme song there, and I don't know, like after he told like the story. And then he like went to like this theme song. Oh my gosh, my heart. And yeah, he's like seeing her as like his favorite Uma, or like one of his favorite Umas, like at this point. Yeah. He's like not too much into like, you know, into like lollies or so, which is understandable. He can only see her as a daughter, and you know, for me, I also see her as a daughter, you know. Usually, I don't know, like with Maya Top Gun, holy crap, I'm in danger, I'm like, it's like I'm more tempted to like go into danger zone. She's like so flirty and everything, and if my resistance is like failing, then it's just gonna start sobbing and they're just like entering the danger zone, you know, something like that. I'm gonna take off, you know. Take it off! But for Rice Shower, I really like see her as a daughter. Like, the more and more I like know about the real life force, Rice Shower, the hero, and then looking at the Umamisime, there was like kind of the talk of him, you know, where he kind of wants to go back in time, you know, like goes for a time machine. Oh wow, we can like do like fun stuff there, you know, when boys with a time machine, you know, something like that. Yeah, I think like the meme was like different, but you know, he would like to go back in time, like save a Rice Shower there, like from this kind of sad fate. But then at the same time, if he would do that, then we wouldn't get like that version of Rice Shower like Umamisime, you know, and we would never get this beautiful song. So it's kind of, it is the dilemma, you know, like some things are like meant to like not to be tampered with, even though this outcome is like pretty unsatisfying, you know. Like, there's a lot of regrets in life, you know, we will like have at some point. Even if it's like has nothing to do with our own like doings. We do like feel bad and then be like, man, I really wish for a better future for this person, but there's nothing I can do, else we're gonna lose all the things we currently have. It's not like a trade-off, you know? Like kind of the dilemma. And I would love to like see some time traveler stories, you know? That is like kind of exploring that kind of aspects, you know? I really would love to like see that. How I do this with this one? Shall I go for a thicker pen? Let's try. For the outlines, like something more thick. Gamma sensei! I am Super Mangaka Party people. Nah. That was okay, like in the beginning. What I will add, I think like some of confetti in the same color. Oh, actually not confetti. Tomate. All in the same color. You know, when artist brings like life into the art. This is like more or less like the sentiment. All that why you have like casual look on your face, like you do just like YOLO. YOLO like creating like some peak art or so. And just a artist for fun. But to be honest, this is like more of a reflection of like my kind of way on like how to draw art. Rather than like Gamma's, but I kinda imagine maybe it's like the same for him. Maybe, you know? I do not know him well. I didn't have enough time to like learn more about him, but I was around when he was around. Doesn't look so bad, but if you zoom out, does be lacking. I'm gonna make the eyes bigger. At least like the right eye. I need like this here again. How long are we in? Almost 3 hours. I think that's like good. I shouldn't like extend it any longer. Should I add more? Like shadows and such? Yeah, maybe. Like some scratchiness in there. Making like some lines thicker, you know. I think if I use the grey background. And then adds like more light to it. Like a little bit something warmer. Or like maybe a little bit more brighter, like this eye color blue. Let there be light. In a sense. No, not so bad actually. Not so bad. Not so bad of an idea. Okay, approved. Approved. I suppose. I think this is approved. I think like I will kind of like end it around like that. Can be better if I use like completely everything, use like a little bit to the side, and then make like the lines a little bit better from here. Like if I abuse like the whole stuff there instead of like just a little bit, and then yeah. Alright, that has been fan art I did from Hizaki Gamma. Party people, mangaka guy. Former member of Holostars UPROAR. He was a treasure. Funny guy. I remember his pantsu still. Elephant pantsu. And yeah. I thank you all for watching. And listening. Listener son, if you haven't like been keeping that background, you know, and the art is like now done, you can like see the result here. And in any case, I think I will upload it today. I hope so. I probably will do that. And then yeah. In any case, have a nice rest of the day, evening, or good night, whatever times in the world you all are. With that, I'm gonna say bye bye.